Hey, job hunters, are you ready to level up your skills and land that dream role in 2025? If you've heard about AWS and data engineering but aren't sure what it is all about or how it can get you hired, this video is for you. Today we're diving into what is AWS data engineering, breaking down the definition, scope, why it's a game changer, and what it means for your career. Stick around because this could be the knowledge boost that gets your resume noticed. Let's hit 1 million views together, share this with your crew, and let's dive in. Section 1. What is data engineering anyway? Scene: animation of data flowing from apps, websites, and devices into a pipeline host. First things first, what even is data engineering? Picture this: every time you scroll Instagram, shop on Amazon, or stream Netflix, you're creating data, tons of it. Data engineering is the art of building systems to collect, process, and organize that data so companies can actually use it. It's like being the architect of a massive data highway. Without you, the data's just a chaotic mess. Now add AWS Amazon Web Services into the mix. AWS is the world's biggest cloud platform, and it's where data engineering gets turbocharged. Instead of clunky old servers in a basement, you're working in the cloud fast, scalable, and cutting edge. That's AWS data engineering in a nutshell. Scene: quick text overlay. Data engineering equals building data highways. AWS equals the cloud superpower host. Why should you care? Because companies are desperate for people who can tame their data, and AWS skills are your golden ticket. More on that later. Section 2. The scope of AWS data engineering. Scene: screen share with a simple diagram. Data sources, AWS tools, insights host. Okay, let's talk scope. What does AWS data engineering cover? It's huge, but I'll keep it simple for beginners. Imagine 3 big buckets: collecting data, grabbing info from websites, apps, IoT devices, you name it, processing data, cleaning it, transforming it, making it usable. Think of turning raw tweets into a report on what people love or hate, delivering insights, storing it, or feeding it to analysts and AI systems for big decisions. AWS has tools for all of this, like S3 for storage, Kinesis for real-time streams, Glue for transformations, and Redshift for warehousing. Don't worry if those sound like gibberish right now, we'll unpack them in future videos. Scene: animation of data flowing through AWS services with labels popping up host. The scope is massive because data is everywhere, from startups tracking user clicks to banks analyzing fraud in real time. AWS data engineers make it happen, and here is the kicker: you don't need to be a coding genius to start. If you can learn a few tools and concepts, you're in. Section 3. Why it's important and why companies need you. Scene: montage of headlines. Data is the new oil. Tech jobs boom. AWS skills in demand host. Now why is this a big deal? Data is the fuel of modern business. Companies like Amazon use it to recommend products in seconds. Netflix predicts your next binge. Even your local grocery chain tracks inventory with it. But here's the catch: raw data is useless without someone to process it. That's where you come in as an AWS data engineer. In the cloud, everything's faster and bigger. AWS lets companies scale from handling 100 clicks a day to 100 million overnight, and with 70% of businesses moving to the cloud, according to Gartner, the demand for AWS skills is exploding. Job postings on LinkedIn for AWS data engineer are up 40% year over year. Translation: this is your chance to cash in. Scene: host points to a stat on screen. AWS data engineer jobs, 40% growth host, plus it's future proof. AI, machine learning, real-time analytics, they all need data engineers. Learn this now and you're set for the next decade. Section 4. How AWS fits into the data engineering landscape. Scene: diagram comparing on-premises servers vs AWS cloud host. So how does AWS fit into all this? Let's zoom out. Before the cloud, data engineering meant buying expensive servers, waiting weeks to set them up, and praying they didn't crash. AWS changed the game. It's like renting a supercomputer. You only pay for what you use, and it's ready in minutes. AWS gives you a toolbox: storage, S3 for cheap, endless data lakes, streaming, Kinesis for live data like stock prices or tweets, processing, Lambda for quick jobs, EMR for big data like Hadoop analytics, Redshift or Athena to query everything fast. It's all connected, so you can build pipelines like moving data from a website to a dashboard without breaking a sweat. Scene, quick animation of a pipeline, website, S3, Glue, Redshift, dashboard host. Other clouds like Google or Azure do this too, but AWS dominates with a 32% market share. It's the industry standard and recruiters know it. Learn AWS and you're speaking the language of tech giants. Section 5, Real-World Job Roles and Responsibilities Scene, host at a desk with a Mac AWS Data Engineer job description on screen. Host, let's get real, what does an AWS Data Engineer actually do? I pulled a job description straight from the wild to show you, check this out. Design pipelines, build systems to move data from apps to databases. Example, streaming live sales data into Redshift, optimize storage, use S3 to store terabytes without wasting cache, process data, write scripts in Python or use Glue to clean messy files, monitor systems, set up alerts with CloudWatch if something breaks, collaborate, work with analysts to deliver data they can actually use. Salary, entry level starts at 80K 100K in the US and seniors hit 150K plus. Not bad, right? Scene, text overlay, entry level, 80K 100K senior, 150K plus. Host, don't panic if you renew, you don't need to know it all day one. Start with S3 and Glue and you're already valuable. Companies train you up if you've got the basics. Section 6, your next steps, call to action. Scene, host back on camera, enthusiastic and direct. Host, so there you have it. AWS data engineering is your ticket to a high-demand, high-paying career. It's about building the backbone of data-driven companies, and AWS makes it fast, scalable, and fun. If you're job hunting, this is the skill to add to your resume right now. Next steps. Watch my next video on AWS Basics for Data Engineers. We'll set up your first S3 bucket. No experience needed. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and drop a I'm in the comments so I know you're ready to crush it. Share this with your friends who need a career boost. This could be the video that changes everything. Let's go viral and get you hired. See you in the next one.